Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, welcome to another Market Open stream. Today, the trial of the century starts. And I'm referring to the Sam Bankman-Fried trial, which kicks off finally today. We've been waiting for like a whole year. He's been sitting, happily in his parents' basement for quite a long time. And the trial finally starts. So, what can we expect? Let's talk about it. Let's do this. Welcome, guys. The market bell has just rung. Today, not looking so good. Today, the market is red. Red all around. I don't know if it's due to SBF, but yesterday we kind of went backwards. We went into red territory because of Powell and the Fed and, people worrying about another rate hike, about, our economy, about whether or not we're going to go deeper in recession, and there's a lot of stuff weighing on investors' minds these days. But today, we have something new, and that's SBF, right? What does this have to do with anything? Well, for those of us in crypto, we know that SBF FTX gave us a big black eye, made us look like fools. Okay, SBF is behind so many things, and I think this trial will reveal how they probably were the ones behind Terra Luna's fall, Celsius fall, Three Arrows Capital fall, Voyager fall. They had something to do with everything. I'm pretty sure they had something to do with, pretty much everything that we had going on. Everything that fell in 2022 was because of one guy. Right? Everyone thought this guy was a genius. FTX came out of nowhere, right? And then it collapsed. So this $8 billion trial, right? FTX at one point in time was worth like 40 billion or close to it. Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline and his buddies, they were having orgies in their $40 million penthouse in Bahamas. He bought hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate and gave it out to his family and friends, right? So a lot of misappropriation of funds. Basically, here are the full list of charges: conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud on lenders, conspiracy to commit fraud on customers in connection of purchase of sales of derivatives, conspiracy to commit securities fraud, conspiracy to commit money laundering. If he gets convicted on all accounts, that's a lot. He'd be facing 110 years in prison. So basically a life sentence, right? And I don't know if that's with the possibility of parole or not. But it's very, very bad. I don't know how long this is going to last, right? These type of trials, I would figure, would be very, very long time, right? Maybe a year, maybe over a year, right? But it finally kicks off, and we'll see. And I do have a surprise for you guys. I am talking to someone that, that has been covering SBF for a long time. She's known for cover SBF. So she might actually be helping me to create a lot of these videos about the trial in SBF on CRU Plus. It's not a certainty, but I think a lot of you guys would enjoy content like that. So we'll see. But something else SBF was accused of is paying off a whole lot of politicians. And someone made this list. Look at this list. Mostly Democrats, but some Republicans, right? This was actually what landed him in jail recently. Basically, all these political campaign donations, right? What was the purpose of this? Who knows? Just to get clout, just to get in with these guys, to make it more favorable for FTX, right? Who knows? Even SBF had lunch with Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler was seriously considering giving exceptions to FTX. Maybe it's due to some of these politicians asking Gary to do so, right? But that's a huge list of campaign donations that SBF gave out over a couple of years, right? So Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. But I think a lot of information is going to come out. A lot of information will come out during this trial. Probably none of it good. Okay, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, as for Bitcoin, what can we expect? Yesterday, I missed this, but I'm showing you guys today. Right after Powell started talking, you had an unknown whale that transferred about $276 million of the Bitcoin, close to 10,000 Bitcoin in Kraken. Obviously, they didn't send it to, I don't know, to convert to whatever. It's probably because they wanted to sell it off, right? So whoever this is, I don't know. Maybe it's FTX. Maybe it's SBF himself, right? But someone did sell out, which is why we lost that like $1,000 gain from yesterday. But Bitcoin is still holding strong at 27.5. So we're still higher than a week ago. It's just that we lost that $1,000, probably due to this. But in my opinion, this is stupid. This is very, very stupid. Why would you want to sell this when this number could be going up tenfold to $2.8 billion within the next 2 years? Why would you want to sell now unless you're forced to sell, unless you have to sell, right? So is Bitcoin about to skyrocket? 1,100% expert analysis. Remember what I said. All these articles, they quote others as experts. Never me. Where am I? I don't know. But I've been hearing that this BBC documentary about SBF, I have not had a chance to watch it. They have been using a lot of clips of me, so that's good. Some of you guys commented on that, so that's good. But why is Bitcoin going to go up 1,100%? Well, that's because Bitcoin is just the best. It is the best. Right, here's a little clip I'll play for you guys. That's because Bitcoin is just the Stanley Druckenmiller. It is the best. Who is right? Here's a little successful. I'll play for you guys. Hedge fund manager Stanley Druckenmiller, worth over $6 billion. Here's a little successful. I'll play right, and hedge fund manager Stanley Druckenmiller. Some sound issues. Listen to what he has to say about Bitcoin. I believe this is an older clip because it shows Bitcoin at 15,000, but still, it's relevant. And he was talking about Bitcoin at 15,000 when most people have given up on Bitcoin, right? Like. Just listen to this.
I have warmed up to the fact that Bitcoin could be an asset class that has a lot of attraction to it as a store of value to both millennials and the new West Coast money. And as you know, they've got a lot of it. It's been around for 13 years, and with each passing day, it picks up more of its stabilization of a brand. So I own many more times gold than I own Bitcoin. But frankly, if the gold bet works, the Bitcoin bet will probably work better because it's thinner and more liquid and has a lot more beta to it. In terms of copper,
if the gold bet works, the Bitcoin bet will work better, right? So he is one of those billionaires that converted or had his mind changed, I should say, right? It's not just Michael Saylor. You have a lot. Tim Draper is another one. Paul Tudor Jones is another one. Stanley Druckenmiller is another one. Or Druckenmiller. I keep saying Druckenmiller. Druckenmiller. Yeah, I mean, all these big hedge fund guys, they're all coming around. They know Bitcoin is the way. Bitcoin will not be deterred. And they all know fiat is garbage. The one common thing with all these billionaires is that they know fiat is garbage. They're very concerned about what's going on with the U.S. government and its endless printing and debt accumulation. That's why they all hold some amount of gold or silver, and now they're turning to Bitcoin because of it, right? So the commonality is, well, you can't trust the government. You just can't trust them with our money. If you want to preserve your buying power, your wealth, you have to invest in something better, a store of value, right? And there's nothing better than Bitcoin as the greatest store of value there is. Okay, so yeah, that's a major reason why Bitcoins will go up, because this time around you got a lot of institutions, a lot of these big boys, hedge fund managers, pension managers, right? Retirement fund managers, they're all going to be buying in, especially so when we get some spot Bitcoin ETFs. So now we have rumors, okay, that these fund managers that are trying to get their spot Bitcoin ETFs approved, they're getting more clarity, okay? They're not just being outright denied. They're actually getting somewhere with the SEC. It does seem like it's very different now versus before, because I think most people know that we are going to get finally a spot Bitcoin ETF either later this year or early next year. It's going to come. It's not a matter of if anymore. It's a matter of when. And when spot Bitcoin ETFs come, anticipated up to $300, $400 billion will be flowing in from these fund managers I just named and from retail investors too, because a lot of people still sit on the sidelines, don't want to get involved with Bitcoin, but it's very easy for them to go to their brokerage and buy some spot Bitcoin ETFs, right? So this is also coming, a huge catalyst for next year. So again, why would you want to sell now? It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't. Here's an interesting thing. I've never seen this before. Bitcoin doubling from $1 to 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, 32, blah, blah, right? You get it. Obviously, the top one that Bitcoin surpassed is the 65,536 because Bitcoin topped out on 69,000. And unfortunately, it was only there for 3 days. But if you're looking at the averages, right? If you're looking at the averages, you could see, or not the averages, the days spent per range, right? We've been hovering between this, between basically 65 to 32,000 for quite a long time. And same thing, 32,000, 16,000 for quite a long time, right? But you could see we keep on going up and up and up and up and up, right? So this next cycle around, obviously, we're going to break through the 131,000 mark. Will we break through the 262,000 mark? I don't know. But after this next cycle, right, we will definitely see a lot of days accumulating higher, right? And we just keep going higher. And we just keep going higher and higher and higher. Every 4 years, we just keep going higher, higher, higher. And we're going to spend more and more days in these higher ranges than lower ranges, right? Will we accumulate more days below 10,000, at 8,000, 4,000, 2,000, 1,000, $512, $256? No, of course not, right? Of course not. The days accumulated going forward will be in the upper ranges, and we will hit new targets, right? Kind of interesting if you look at it this way, right? But we will. Every 4 years, Bitcoin forms a higher high and a higher low, and we just keep on trending along. Interesting chart right there. All right, what else is there? Well, this is what we have to look forward to. Either the end of this year, remember the Santa rally is coming, or early next year before the halving event. The 61.8% Fibonacci level. You can see previous cycles. We hit it. We hit it first. Then we traced a little bit, and then we went forward, right? So this time around, we will hit it again. But when? Earlier or later, right? If we hit it earlier, it'll probably be before this year ends because we got spot Bitcoin ETF approval, right? If that happens, I have no doubt we get so much enthusiasm and FOMO and money coming in, we can hit 48,000 in no time. But if we don't, right? Let's say we get approval in March, which would be the very late, like the end deadline, right? Then we'll hit it then, right? But right now, it is certain that we are recovering from bottom. We are going to go higher, and your patience will be rewarded. This is the time to be DCing and accumulating and holding as much as you can, because the bull market is about to start soon. We got less than 6 months before the halving event, right? Just think about it. If you live through 2022, 2023, right? You only got 6 months left until the halving event. And just go look at Bitcoin's history. What happens after a halving event? It's phenomenal, right? we are getting closer and closer and closer. And I could argue that this time around is way better from a macro perspective and a micro perspective than any previous cycles we ever had before. That is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Here's another one, just kind of showing hold a wave. This is kind of hard to read, but you got to hold a wave, and then you have a range breakout, right? And we are holding. So we are in this like box, and the top of this box is right around about 25, 26,000, and we have been holding above. So usually when that happens, you're forming a solid base, and then you're going to go higher, right? So this is what it's looking like according to this trader, right? So it's looking like Q4 could be absolutely fantastic leading up to 48,000. This is what it's saying. Q4 could be absolutely phenomenal, right? And maybe even without the spot Bitcoin ETF news, we're going to get a sudden pump. Maybe just due to Santa rally. I don't know. It could be something else. Maybe whales just decide to buy. Maybe some of these institutions start buying because they want to accumulate before the halving event. And a lot of them need to close their books, right? So before the end of the year. So they may be stocking up too for that reason. Another good reason is if you look at this, Tether supply has been going up, okay? USDT on exchanges are going up. Whales holding USDT also going up. And why is that a good thing? Because they're getting ready. They're getting ready to utilize all this money, right? Why else would they be accumulating USDT? So this is not the low. The low point was back in June, right? And since then, they've been accumulating more and more and more USDT in their accounts because they're getting ready to jump in, right? So that's also very important. You got a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. Just in crypto, look at how much USDT there is. 83 billion, okay? USDC, 25 billion. Those two alone already over $100 billion in stablecoins waiting to come in already. That's $100 billion. But there's hundreds of billions more outside waiting to jump in as soon as a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. That we're talking about another 300 to 400 billion. And then let's not forget in 2024, when the environment gets better, when we actually get some rate cuts, the economy starts blooming once again. People are flush with cash and they want to invest and they start FOMOing. Then we're talking about maybe even trillions that will be flowing into the space, right? This 1.09 trillion market cap is going to be nothing. By the end of 2025, we may see a 10 trillion market cap, okay? Those headline news, those publications that like to put headline news, hey, they could quote me. We could be at $10 trillion by the end of 2025, right? I truly believe that can happen. Doesn't mean that we need $10 trillion in the space to make that happen, but we're going to get a lot of money. We're going to get a shitload of money coming in the next 2 years. All right. So, outside of Bitcoin and everything else I said, Ethereum and tokenization is still big. I covered this the other day. UBS, which is a large bank in Europe, launches tokenization trial on Ethereum, right? But they're not the only one. Franklin Templeton also saying tokenization is securitization done on steroids. Basically, every bank is looking at tokenizing something. Right? It's a payment mechanism. It also allows smart contracts, and it's a general ledger. I mean, yes, you have so many advantages to utilizing blockchain for tokenization. I mean, you could apply this to anything. You really could apply this to everything. And let's not forget fractionalization of ownership too, which you can't really do easily with anything else. But you could do it easily with tokens, right? So everyone is getting involved with tokenization. Ethereum, of course, is the ledger that's leading the way, but there's many others that you could do this with. You could do it with Solana. You could do this with Cardano, Avalanche, Polygon, right? These the big boys. And there are a lot of smaller L2s and L1s that you could do this with as well, right? There's a lot of things happening in this space. Things that never happened before in previous cycles. Again, another reason why this cycle is going to be so different and so much better than previous cycles, because there are innovations happening now that have never happened before. Just think about that. And then lastly, Circle and Noble is bringing USDC to Cosmos. A lot of you guys are Cosmos fans. I am too. Now you'll get native USDC within Cosmos. That means all the major chains within Cosmos, like Injective or Kava or Osmosis, they'll be able to utilize USDC soon. And that is good. That is good. When you get a major stablecoin coming in, it brings a lot of stability, right? That's awesome. Awesome. All right. That's pretty much it. Today, still red, but getting a little better. 10-year treasury yield is highest level in 16 years. That's no good. That's no good. The SBF trial kicks off today. And Bitcoin is still holding 27.5, 27.6. Let's see if we get some movement today. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right. Let me see here. It would be nice if he went away even for 40 years. I mean, yeah, 110-year sentence is crazy, all right? 40 years, that would make him like a 70-year-old when he comes out. How different it would be if that happens. Let's see. Are you worried at all now ETH is inflationary? No, it's always been inflationary. That's how it was programmed. But it became deflationary once they introduced burning, right? With more transactions, it will continue to be deflationary. Right now, I know that the volume has fallen off, so it may have turned inflationary again, but the inflationary rate is very low. And the deflationary aspect of it will continue as Ethereum picks up volume, right? Which it will. 2024, 2025, it will definitely pick up volume. Let's see. Will Solana outperform DOT? Yes. Jordan, yes. I'm sure DOT is still a really viable L0, L1. And I'm sure there are a lot of dApps being programmed on Polkadot. But the thing is, I just don't hear about them at all. And TVL on Polkadot is dirt low too. So right now, I would say, yeah, Solana definitely is going to outperform Polkadot in this coming bull run. Yeah, by the time he gets out, Bitcoin could be $10 million or $100 million each. If he's out, let's say in 40 years or 50 years, that's 10 cycles. That's 10 halving events. By then, who knows where Bitcoin is going to be at. By then, maybe we colonize Mars already. Finally, maybe we'll have some FSD, some true FSD, full self-driving from Tesla cars. And who knows how high Bitcoin will be then. Lazaro, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. What's your favorite coin that has the fastest TPS? I don't care about TPS. Because right now, you have a lot of ghost chains, okay, that will claim they are the fastest. We could do 100,000 transactions per second. We could do 1 million transactions per second, right? But why does it matter when they have no usage on them? They have zero. It's like building out a 100-lane highway when there's one car on top of the highway. It's pointless. So right now, that's why I don't care about TPS. As long as it's enough to handle the transactions, then it's fine, right? A lot of these chains can handle like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 transactions per second. That's more than enough because they don't even actually fill that up, right? So whenever someone says, well, I gotta, I heard this coin or some project says, yeah, we can handle 100,000 transactions per second. So what? No one is utilizing it. He will not be out in 1 year, okay? They will make an example of him. So even if he gets parole, early parole, whatever, he's not going to be released in 1 year. What exchange is good to buy crypto with USD still? Well, it depends on where you are. If you're in the US, you could use Robinhood, you could use Coinbase, you could use Kraken, you could use Gemini. There's still a lot of options. You could also use PayPal, although I don't recommend it, but there are a lot of options. You could use Cash App. All these allow you to transfer to your own wallet afterwards if you wanted to, which you should. But there's a lot of options. How often is CRU Plus videos? Is there a set schedule? Yeah, I'm trying to do 2 at least per week. Today there will be another one from Josh on CRU Plus. I mentioned I may be getting a new host to cover the SBF, trial. I have to talk with her first. And still waiting on Lucas, Blockchain Boy. But yeah, there's supposed to be more than 1 per week. There should be like 3 or 4, right? So make sure you subscribe, and then you'll get notified. Which will outperform Cardano or Sol? I don't know. I think both will do equally well. There's a reason why they're next to each other. In the bull run, I think they will both do very well. Will the SBF lawsuit have a negative effect on Gary? That's an interesting question. If somehow it comes out that SBF was talking to Gary and Gary was going to give special treatment to FTX, right? Like if that leaks out, Gary Gensler may have to resign, right? Like I know rumors say that they had multiple lunches, right? And who knows, what comes out of here. Why did you not mention Binance.us? Because you can't use cash. You can't use cash on Binance.us anymore. You have to use crypto. So what the question was, how do you buy crypto with cash? What happened to the one weird exchange that SEC get full rights to? Prometheus? I think that's still around. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why. I doubt they're doing any business right now. There's too much heat on it. But I don't know why more people don't press on that matter. Let's see if the market has gotten better today. A little better. A little better. Bitcoin has not moved. Let's see. Tesla is down today. Boring day so far. But you know what's not boring is Bitcoin's future, right? You guys know. Most of you guys are regulars. This next bull run is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be unlike anything we have ever seen before. We're going to have so many things happen, right, that we have never seen before in any cycle. So I'm excited. I'm so excited about what's to come. In fact, I'm planning my retirement already because I'm so excited. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I'm not planning my retirement yet. Nate, yeah, this next bull run, I don't think people realize how spectacular it is. There's $100 billion of cash in stable coins right now alone. That's just money that's already in the market waiting to be deployed. 300 billion estimated waiting to jump in as soon as spot Bitcoin ETFs get approved. Right? That's 400 billion right there. That alone will pump the market tremendously. And then as FOMO builds, as the macro environment gets better in 2024 and 2025, right? And the halving event, the presidential election, you know, you got more like X opening up, crypto payments. I mean, there's so many catalysts, so many good things that are coming. And then let's not forget just like innovation in this space too. Web3 and tokenization and payment system, payment rails. I mean, everything. All these big banks are all jumping in. It's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before. Previous cycles all driven by retail, you know, just retail FOMO. Now it's like FOMO from all sides. And it's much easier now to buy into crypto. The on-ramps, there's way more on-ramps now than ever before. So that also, and I didn't even mention China. Hong Kong is now open for crypto trading too. All those Chinese citizens, there's a lot of them. They'll be able to buy crypto too and FOMO in Hong Kong. I can go on and on and on. I can go on and on and on. There's just so many good stuff. Dallas Crypto, I appreciate that. And I do sound, yeah, my voice a little deeper, a little sexier today. I should take full advantage of it. RS, yes. I don't want to confirm 100% because I still have to talk to her, but she seemed interested. So I have to see if she's available to do it. George coming out with the Colombian flu. That could be the case. Your PBS radio voice is sounding good. I should write a song with this voice right now. It actually does sound pretty good, doesn't it? I should record something. DXY pumping? Yeah, DXY is no good. Let's take a look at DXY. What is it today? Yesterday was 107. It's still 107, but not something that we want to see. You can see 1 month. It's just been going up and up and up. But you know, the good thing is, even though, because before, Bitcoin's movement would be exact opposite, inverse. It has an inverse relationship with DXY. Right now, it does not. Bitcoin is so strong right now, it's ignoring the fact that DXY is so high. Bitcoin did not hit 100,000. How without money printer? The money printer is on, my man. Money printer never stopped. It's we're accumulating $1 trillion worth of debt every month now. That's that's insane. The money printer is on 24/7. We have no debt ceiling right now. Okay. Somehow Congress decided it was a good idea to not talk about it or not needing to decide on what the debt ceiling should be until 2025. So the money printer is full speed right now. I'm hearing $1 trillion worth of debt per month. Per month. It took us before like 50 years to accumulate $1 trillion worth of debt. Now we're doing it per month because there seems like there's a consensus that we could just do whatever we want and there will be no consequences. I don't know what's happening right now. I just know that Bitcoin is the way. Bitcoin is going to save us all from hyperinflation, save us from losing our wealth due to the overprinting from our government, right? There's no other way to say it. Maddie, has Ben reached out to you? No. I was actually thinking about reaching out to him to see how he is. I know he started his new studio with AJ and J Chains, and I hope the best for him. But I've been meaning to reach out. You know, I have a theory on why he's like selling off everything and why he had to get a studio. I'm not gonna say it publicly, but I think I have a good reason. Yeah, I have a good guess of what happened. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But I've not talked to him recently. I did hang out with Jane Chains a lot while I was Cypherpunk, so he was there. Cool guy. Never met him before, but cool guy. George is always bullish on BTC. If George talks about XRP every day, XRP will go to Mars. Well, probably. And you forget, I have the single greatest educational video ever created on XRP and Ripple. Like, I have to safeguard it because people are trying to steal it. It's that good. You know, the more I play, the more XRP pumps. So I can't play it that often, you know. So people forget I have that weapon. That's like the nuclear weapon of pumping XRP. All right, I will let you guys go. Overall, the trial of the century kicks off. And it's not good. I mean, either way, it's not good. It's not a good look for crypto. You know, this will be talked about forever in the future, right? So, unfortunately, it happened. But the good thing is, it's over with, right? We kicked out someone that should not be in this space, right? We'll see what gets released in this trial. And I'm hoping to get someone to cover this trial for me on CRU Plus, which will be really exciting. But yeah, don't be fearful, guys. This is a time to be bullish on Bitcoin. This is definitely a time to be bullish on Bitcoin right before next year. And there are many, many things coming next year. So, smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Oh, since I was asked, I will play the most educational video you'll ever see on XRP and Ripple. So you're in for a treat.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.